So guys, today we're going to be working on this Maytag tableau washer. The complaint is that it's not draining and it's also given an F9E1 error code. Now this Maytag is made by Whirlpool. So this repair applies for Maytag, Whirlpool, Kenmore tableau washers. The model number it's on the display. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. The first thing you need to do is be safe. Disconnect the washer to avoid electric shock. So as I said before, this complaint is that it's not draining. As you can see, it's water there in the tub. So we're gonna go ahead and tilt the washer in the back. You can scoop the water out or get the water out with a shot vac. In this case, I'm just gonna leave the water there. I'm gonna tilt it. Just make sure you have somebody to help you. That way the washer doesn't slide back on you and then it might end up hurting yourself with this repair. So go ahead and try to get that water out. That would be best for you, but still have somebody to hold the washer for you, just to avoid any complications. Now we're gonna go ahead and check the drain pump. The drain pump has a cover for the wiring, and that's how we can get to the wiring. Now this is the harness that goes connected to the pump, and once we get the cover and we try to remove the harness, we notice that one of the wires was cut off. So we assume that this is our issue and this is our only issue. We're gonna work through this and find out if this is the only issue, that wire being broken, which is common sense, but we're gonna go ahead and check more for any other issues. So but we're gonna go ahead and fix this wiring first. And we kind of notice here that the same slack where the wire it goes is the one who might break this wire by vibration and bumping and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and fix the wiring. We're gonna grab the scraper, the wiring scraper, and we're gonna go ahead and put some wire nuts to be able to do a good contact and find out if this is our only issue with this washer. Now keep in mind, and I'm gonna say it again, this washer is made by Whirlpool, so you can go ahead and, if you have the same issue in a Kenmore that is made by Whirlpool, or Maytag that is made by Whirlpool, or an actual Whirlpool washer, this repair might apply for those models as well, because those models are made by Whirlpool. Now another brands that are made by Whirlpool is the Admiral, Roper, and I believe, let's see, Admiral, Roper, that's the only ones I can think of right now. So as you see, I scraped the wires, make a good connection, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get a wire knot. This is the best tool that I use for a good connection on wires. Now once I was checking the wiring, I noticed that the other wire was kind of kinked there too, and I don't want to have any issues now or in the future, so I cut the wire, scraped that wire as well to make a good connection. As I was saying before, it looks like the same housing right there create this issue, so I'm not putting this wire through that slack anymore, because it looked like that spot is where damaged these wires. Remember, this washer moves around, and by that wire being there tight creates a kink on the wire into it, breaks the wire. Now I had a lot of issues where wiring in Maytag, Whirlpools, and Kenmores with this matter, so just check your washer first by testing. Now if you have a tester, go ahead and test after. If you're getting 120 volts, 115 volts, you have to read between 115 and 120 volts. In this case it was reading about 117, so that should be okay. Now to do this test with voltage, you need to have the washer plugged in, so do the test and go ahead and remember to disconnect the washer and keep working on it. Otherwise, remove the pump by removing those screws right there and to see if it's any cloggage. In this case, we already find an electrical issue, so we don't have to remove the pump until now, because we're gonna go ahead and try to see if it comes on just by repairing this wire, which we believe this is our only issue, like I said before. Now we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. We're gonna go ahead and plug the washer in and see what it does. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my channel locks just to reach in the back, because this washer is kind of big and I already have it moved forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my channel locks just to reach into the plug, just like so. But you don't really have to do this. If you can reach it with your hand, is fine. You don't need a channel locks or anything else to plug it in if you don't have to. Now we're gonna go ahead and press some buttons just to wake her up. And as you can see, you have to press and hold it until it reaches 3 seconds. And you can hear the drain pump draining already. Sounds like that's the only issue we have. Now that we already know what's going on, we're gonna go ahead and try to make a better connection in the bottom and protect those wires from coming loose again. We're gonna go ahead and remove the harness like so. Just wiggle it out. And we're gonna go ahead and protect those wire nuts with waterproof electrical tape. You can just use any electrical tape that you have around. You can get it at Dollar Tree or Walmart or Home Depot, anywhere they sell this electrical tape. Now what I'm doing here is making this wire nuts waterproof in case it's in moisture or water sliding down. There's no water gonna get to this wire, so just protect them from weather, humidity, or from that wire not coming loose. That's how we protect these wires. After that, we're gonna go ahead and put a wire nut, a zip tie between the two wires, just to hold those wires together. That way we avoid from those wires coming loose from the wire nut by vibration or when the washer is bumping and things like that. We cut the excess off zip tie, and now we're gonna go ahead and plug this harness back in place. Just make sure you have enough room, that way it's not too loose, not too tight, just enough for it to work fine. Remember that we cut the wire in half and then we make a splice, so the wire might seem too tight, but since I'm not going to put it back in that slot right there and the slack right there, and I'm removing this cover for the wiring, because like I said, I believe that's what created this issue. And this is not the first time I had this issue in a washer, so I just remove this cover. I don't put the wire back in the slack, and that take care of the issue. Now this repair was done like 3 months after this video was edited. We never had a go back or anything like that, so this means that this repair was a success, because we give 3 months warranty in our repairs. So you can see right there that the wire is not in the slack or anything like that. It's just sitting there. The harness also have like a little clip that holds the wire in place, so I don't see the need for that cover. I mean, I understand they put the cover in to protect more of the wiring, but instead of protecting it, it's hurting the wire. So at this point, I'm just gonna leave it like that. They should do a better job on protecting the wire and not putting in a sharp slack right there. As you can see, I plugged the washer in. It started draining because it detects that it's water in the tub, so the machine itself starts draining the water out. After you drain all the water out, just put it in a setting. In this case, this washer was sitting with water for about 2 or 3 days, so the water that was there was kind of smelly. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in drain and spin cycle, as you see in the footage, and press play and let it do its thing. At this point, it's going to go ahead and start doing the sensing, and it takes some time, so you need to be patient. I'm gonna leave all this footage in real time. I'm not gonna speed it out or anything because I want you guys to see, because you might think that, oh, something is not right still, but no, it takes a couple times when it starts doing the sensing, and then it is trying to drain the water, any water that is there, and then it keeps sensing. So it's a time consuming, and you might think, well, this thing is still acting up, but no, this is the way it works. You need to leave it alone. Again, I'm not speeding up the video, and you can hear that it's trying to drain any water that is in the tub just to make sure it's sensing the right amount of clothes. So at this point, we just have to wait into the washer do its thing, and I believe it has a countdown as well. After do all the sensing, it's gonna start throwing water in, but it might take a little while. As you see right there, start sensing again, and I would say we had to wait about 5-10 minutes until we see water coming in. But again, the customer never called back or anything like that. As you see right there, it goes in one direction and then it stops and it goes in the opposite direction, and that's the sensing fixture. Now the thing is, they might throw you off because it didn't have an issue before, and you just put the clothes there and you go away and then the washer do its thing. But now that it's an issue, you know, anything that the washer does, you might be skeptical and be like, oh, something is wrong. But after you fix the wiring, if that's your issue, that should take care of it. Make sure you're getting enough voltage, like I said before, or just fix the wiring. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.